Coach, CJ played all right, I guess, tonight. How big was he? I mean, score sheet aside, how big was his impact on the game?
He was great. I mean, we struggled when he picked up a second foul to score when he came out of the game. So learned to play with those fouls and did a good job. And I thought he had like 20. I didn't know it was 34. So they're big. Every one of them was big. He played great.
You've obviously had 14 wins this year. Does this one feel maybe just a little bit better than the others just because it's UW?
Yeah, I agree with that. Obviously, I think it's special that Coach Raveling, everyone talks about what he's done for Nike, and he was there for the I Have a Dream speech, and he actually has it. But I think first and foremost is a coach, and it's great. What an honor to come back and then see your team play well. And he talks nothing. He just speaks how his time spent here was one of his favorite times as a coach, and it was good to get that done for him.
Isaiah Stewart and Jaden McDaniels, two guys projected to be lottery picks in the draft. They go a combined 9 of 23. Stewart especially seemed like he could get nothing on Jeff all night. How big is the defense effort really by Jeff and Noah on McDaniels as well?
I thought did a great job. Stewart, he's no knock on McDaniels. He can go one-on-one and do it, but we got to hold all five of us had to guard Stewart and be aware of where he was. And Jeff, I thought Vova, his 11 minutes, Vova's rule is if the score doesn't go backwards, he stays out there as long as possible. So he did a good job. I remember one time in second half, he turned over he just bothered him on a shot. So that against these big teams, and there's 3 pro centers, NBA centers in this league that is good. Both of them did a great job.
It wasn't Isaac's best night shooting the ball, but still comes up big down the stretch with 6 free throws. How important is that especially for a young player, just to kind of keep his head straight forward and not let it get to his head when the shots aren't falling?
Yeah, no, he got a little flustered out there, and I just said, "Hey, we got you. Hang in there." He was complaining about the officials, and I said, "Hey, don't worry about it. You got to just keep going." And it was a really big growth for him, I thought, where he was from the beginning of the season. I think he would have hung his head, but he just kept going, and those are big free throws. He made a couple big drive. I thought it was, I thought maybe we were getting 2 in the ball back, but it didn't happen. But it was just, and he had 2 big drives late, and it was nice that he made those plays.
Was Tony on a bit of a restriction, or was it just the matchups weren't there to get him?
A little bit. He hadn't played in a while. He looked forward to seeing him more, and they play zone, so I thought. Even though DJ didn't shoot it well, but he stretches the defense, and that's been our best group, and they just kept it going.
Was there something new, or what was the adjusted focus? I know you talked about combating that length and how they closed down on shots really quickly. Was there something specific there?
No, I don't know. It was just to make sure we get shots. We want to make sure we get shots against them. And they turned us over like 9 times the first half. And Isaac had a little flurry there. There was, I kept on the floor for like 13 minutes, straight, and he was competing really hard. So, and Ryan came in there and did a nice job. And against zone, we need him.
And key in offsetting that length late, it seemed like you guys were just stymieing them.
You know what? You wouldn't know what we were able to keep a little pressure on them. I thought especially Noah making it hard. Noah and CJ made it hard for the forwards to catch. Isaac did a good job picking up, showing us with the ball, and we had that's kind of the game was tight, and then we turned him over a couple times, and Noah got a little breakaway, and I think CJ we got some transition out of that, and that helped big time.
And the 2 Seattle guys, obviously, you see some red in their eyes.
Yeah, no, I tried to calm them down. I said, we got to play these guys in 2 weeks. Relax. They'll be, they have memories, and they're a good team. So, but I'm sure they were, it's great. I'm sure they grew up watching those guys play, and it was good for them to get that win.
Being able to out-rebound them by 11, all their size and length inside. Can you talk about that, and especially DJ Rodman had a bunch, Jeff and CJ obviously.
Yeah, no, that's another reason why DJ was out there. He's a good offensive rebounder, keeps possessions alive, and we think it's hard to rebound out of zone, and even though their length and their strength and that stuff, that just part of the deal is make sure we get a shot, and we're gonna have to really find our spots and find some extra, but a lot of them were like tip outs and extra possessions, and Jeff was a monster on that and did a great job.
You talk about the origins of the poem that you guys sang with Coach Raveling there at the end?
Well, it'd go back to my days at Columbia. Usually it's sacred, I only do in the locker room, but I had to break for Coach Raveling because I didn't want him to have to come up to the locker room. But just something we do. Actually, I should take back that same area. We always have something that on wins kind of you have something to do as a team, and it was my own my work. It was the Ballad of I don't know, sure, Ballad of. Was it Ballad of Washington State? I don't know. I forgot what Ballad of Pullman Ballad. I don't remember what I called it, but that's the origin, and it's kind of a little bit. It was a movie. It was from the trailer of it was a Navy SEAL movie with Mark Wahlberg. Lone Survivor. Yeah. So it's like been around the world twice, I think. So we go been around the wheat fields twice. Winter in Pullman, cold as ice. That's the first line. So we take it from there.
Coach, it seems that the initial goals of this season have been met. So for this team, now in the back half of this season, how far can this team go?
Possession by possession. I don't know. We haven't been very good on the road. So we got 5 out of 7 on the road. Really tough trip. UCLA's playing really well. So that's our main focus. Let's see if we can compete better on the road and get ourselves a chance there. And I think we got an invite to the CBI. Which, no knock, it's something, but want to keep going and see what can happen. I mean, the league's really good, obviously top to bottom. I don't know, geez, everyone's, the Oregon State. I mean, so who knows? But we just got to keep pushing along.
So, Coach, you shortened the rotation, it seemed like, in the second half. What was really the reasoning behind that?
I think it's more of the way they play zone. The game, the way we're playing, I think it could shorten. Against zone, I think is a rhythm. You want to play with more rhythm offensively, and I thought we were taking care of the ball. And in a little bit, I was like, I want to get Tony and Marv back in there because that gets our quickness and that. And felt like I was just trying to get to the 8th and 9th guys. Sometimes it feels like these top 7, 6 are going pretty good. And Gervais played great, but that little group there was rebounding well, and he kind of got left behind, but he came back late and helped us get a couple stops, made some big free throws, and played great.
Coach, we talked to Raveling at halftime. He said if only basketball coaches voted, you might be able to be president of the United States. He had nothing but good things to say about you.
That's great. It couldn't be higher praise from a better coach, And like I said, and it was really neat. We appreciate the kind words, but just it's a life well lived that he's done. If you look, we handed our guys. They know, but they don't really know. Noah probably knows better than others because his dad played for him, but. That's high praise and appreciate it. I think of him the same way. Like he's done all these things, but he's a coach's coach, and he understands. He told our guys it's about relationships. I mean, people always ask me about X's and O's, and it's about 1% of what we do. You guys ask about it, but it's really about character development, being connected to these guys. He gets that, and that's really a nice thing for him to say.
Yeah. So in your first year, you've been able to be here and witness Coach Raveling's banner go up. You were here to witness Clay's banner go up all in your first year. You both came away with wins. Have you kind of stopped and thought about you get to be here your first year, experience these historic moments?
It's great. We're actually bringing Virginia out. We're going to play Dick Bennett, and then we're going to wait a week, and then we're going to play Tony Bennett. And so we're going to get those there next to. So expect that home and home with Virginia. No, it's awesome. That's what we said. We said, who else can we bring back? But no, it's been awesome, and it's neat. It's neat. This place, I said, this program. You don't know till you're here. I do think it's really the being a college town. Never got a chance to really live and coach one, and then the people that live here really appreciate what people have done here, and that's neat to bring them back. And Clay and Coach Raveling get it. And it's not phony. It's not insincere. Clay just embraced that thing, and Coach Raveling was really touched when he talked to our team. It was pretty emotional. He talks to groups all the time. He's a special guy, and he was really nervous with toss and turn, sleeping what he's going to talk to the team about, and I believe it, and because he just, he cares a lot.
You had Tony and Ryan and Duran come in for a couple minutes here and there. How did it feel to play with a bigger rotation this game, besides playing less than 10 people the past couple weeks?
It's nice to have them there available, and we're going to need them. And it's against zone like Ryan. Everyone just comes and blitz Ryan when they come in. They see the 6'5" skinny guy and they just trap. But he actually made 3 really good passes, and we missed a couple, but then he had a good 3. Duran, it's tough to play short roll, but I know if we kept him out there, he's going to put he makes you nervous against zone. And then I expect Tony and Marv make us quick and help us defensively, and we've got to just get them back in there. It's one of the toughest things to do as a coach when guys are, and we've had so many of them, you start to get a rotation. There's a chemistry to the game, and when you bring guys back, it's tough. You'd almost want to bring one at a time. You like say, Harold, let's get Marv in 15, 18 minutes and let Tony, but we kind of got to get them both back in there somehow.
You had mentioned the Huskies trying to trap Rap when he had come in. You definitely saw a UW trap coming in late in the game, right as Bonton crossed half court, just swarms them. What was kind of the way that you guys thought around that during one of your timeouts?
We call it keep away. Play keep away. Going back to the schoolyard, like you're gonna like just step through it, find the open guy, and did a good job. And I said we had timeouts, so if you get into trouble, they got us first half. I told Marvin that one's on me. We forgot to remind them. Coming out of the timeout, they got us and turned us over once, and then they stayed with it, and I thought we got some good looks. I think we made a couple, too, in that stretch in the first half. And Noah made a couple of good plays. I think overall it was probably push. They got a few turnovers, and we got a couple easy baskets, but it kept the pace. We shot a little quicker than we wanted to on a couple of them.